Coming up next on ELN Local News.
A walk to support survivors. Find out what cause brought students out to raise awareness.
Cashing in. We went to a local convention that brought collectors together for a different kind of change.
And we'll bring you to the park to meet these adorable faces and their owner who does more than just rescue pups. Welcome to ELN Local News, ELN's news leader. I'm Jasmine Turner.
And I'm Gary Grumbach. For the first time, Eddie King is speaking publicly about being suspended from his job as Fire and EMT Director of the town of ELN. Eric Halpern joins us with more.
Thanks, Gary. I sat down with Chief King this morning, who retired last week after he was suspended on September 10th.
That suspension was bogus.
King says on September 10th, when he was suspended, town manager Richard White, an alderman, and a police officer escorted him out of the fire station. King says it was done without reason.
It was never shown to me anything that I had done or gave permission for anybody to do.
He says town manager White cited a report but would not give him any details on what it said.
He said it was just something I had knowledge of. And I asked them, show me what you're talking about. It may have been a mistake.
King says White wouldn't show him anything, but he's convinced there is more to his suspension.
It's not the report. It's a direction that the town is wanting to take. And I'm not in their group of people who won't. So just hang on to your bootstraps. You'll see it.
While suspended, King was not allowed to do any work with the fire department. The department is run by a volunteer corporation and the town. While King cannot work with the town side of the department, he can and is still working with the volunteers.
Until I retired from the town, I couldn't get back here and take care of business. And this corporation has to continue to run. So I sacrificed my career to do that.
He is no longer Director of Fire and EMT. Now he just has one title.
It's Volunteer Fire Chief, and I am so happy with that.
King told me that before this happened, he was planning to retire this coming April. Town manager Richard White was not available for an interview when I went to the town hall today, but on the phone he told me this is a personnel matter, and because of that, he would not give me any more details.
Thanks, Eric. Election Day is less than a month away, and among the many important issues is education. I sat down with Jerry Francis in the physical therapy school, which is named after him, to learn how ELN is getting involved in the push to improve the Alamance County school system. Driving around Burlington, you've probably seen the campaign signs, and on November 4th, North Carolina voters will hit the polls. Here in Alamance County, education is a hot topic.
I've had an interest in it as a citizen and as a parent and as a grandparent.
Jerry Francis, Executive Vice President of ELN University, is running for Alamance County School Board.
If you're going to live and work and raise a family in a community that you're proud of, you ought to have excellent schools.
But his name won't be on the ballot. He's running as a write-in candidate and believes great schools need great leadership.
We have 3 openings for the school board. That's an opportunity. We need to elect the right people.
Francis has seen changes in Alamance County schools over the past 40 years and has watched the university's relationship with the local schools grow.
So we've got lots of kind of interactions with the school systems. And what we want to do is we really want to continue to enhance this.
From ELN faculty and staff whose children go to local schools to the ELN students working in the classrooms, the university has an interest in bettering the public school system.
One of the challenges, I believe, is that the families that consider moving to ELN look at the rankings of our schools, and they look at certain things, completion rates. They look at dropout rates. They look at other indicators of quality.
But the relationship goes both ways. ELN Elementary School Principal Jack Davern is invested in working with the university to improve local education.
I think it's really important for our students to see the connection to secondary learning, and to, they're setting their goals now. As they come into kindergarten, we're talking about college.
To Davern, better schools are built through strong partnerships and always keeping one thing in mind.
When it comes down to what happens in the classrooms, it's about the needs of the kids.
The current dropout rate in Alamance County is 3.31%, and the county recently had their highest graduation rate to date, 78.1%. For a complete coverage of election 2014, be sure to follow Elon Local News through November, including our live show on election night.
And tomorrow, ELN will be at the debate between Senate candidates Kay Hagan and Tom Tillis in Raleigh. Follow Elon Local News on Twitter for live updates. The U.S. Supreme Court effectively paved the way for legalizing same-sex marriage in 30 states, including North Carolina. The court refused to hear appeals from 5 states, Utah, Oklahoma, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Virginia, wanting to continue to ban same-sex marriage. Today's move by the Supreme Court allowed same-sex couples to marry as soon as this afternoon. North Carolina may be affected by this decision because it is in the same federal court jurisdiction as Virginia.
1 in 5. According to the White House, that's how many women are sexually assaulted while in college. To help bring awareness to the issue of sexual assault, students took part in a walk to end victim blaming on Friday. Our Tess McCurdy was there and found one student with a personal connection to the cause.
Or how you're dressed, whether you're in just, your bra and underwear, or if you're in a short skirt, or if you're in your pajama pants, no matter what it is, like, you are not responsible for your assault.
President of SPACE, Students Promoting Awareness, Change, and Empowerment, Senior Laura Wiebe, says as a survivor of sexual assault, she connects with the cause.
For me personally, it's like, there's a lot of guilt that survivors have to get over themselves. There's a lot of feeling alone. There's a lot of, you're taking on this horrible thing by yourself.
Wiebe says the walk helps heal these feelings. Instead of one victim standing alone, there are survivors and supporters working together to end victim blaming.
People are parading around campus with signs, dressed however they want to, and sending a message saying it doesn't matter, man or woman, your assault is not your fault.
And she thinks the walk is just the beginning.
It opens the door for discussion of survivors and their experiences, or just a discussion of how something needs to be changed.
Wiebe wants everyone to know they never have to feel alone when dealing with sexual assault. There's always a support system like her organization SPACE to help.
We're trying to create a supportive community at Elon regarding survivors of rape and sexual assault, because it's not Elon specific, but there is a general trend in the United States or just kind of all over the world to blame the victim.
Tess McCurdy, Elon Local News.
To report a sexual assault or rape, call confidential services like Safeline at the number below, 336-278-3333, or Crossroads, a local sexual assault advocacy network at 336-228-0813. Help is also available on Elon's campus through the RN Ellington Health Center.
You received Elon's annual security report for 2013 in your inbox. Here's what you need to know. New to the report this year is a section of violence against women statistics. This includes numbers on stalking, domestic violence, and dating violence. These were required to be in the report this year because of updates to the Campus Save Act.
According to the report, 2013 had 2 reports of stalking, 1 of domestic violence, and 1 of dating violence. Alcohol arrests went down by more than 100% in 2013, and there were only 34 in 2013 compared to the 76 alcohol arrests in 2012. But drug arrests have almost doubled in the last 3 years. In 2011, there were 17, in 2012, there were 24, and in 2013, there were 30. If you want to read the full report, check out our website, elonlocalnews.com.
Tomorrow is a big day for us at Elon Local News. It's National News Engagement Day, and the School of Communications is doing its part to celebrate. There will be town criers shouting news across campus, and there will be a table of college coffee as well. To show us how you're engaging in the news tomorrow, be sure to post photos on social media with the hashtag ElonNewsEngage. Journalism professor and Elon Society of Professional Journalists advisor Anthony Hatcher says it's important for all students to be engaged in current events.
This dedicated day is an opportunity to focus on the values.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. That's NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams. He's also a member of the Elon School of Communications Advisory Board. He weighed in on the importance of news engagement. Here's what he has to say.
This dedicated day is an opportunity to focus on the values of the First Amendment and on the process of how news comes to us every day. Being informed is empowering. It's enjoyable. I think it's essential for a healthy democracy.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and ELN Morning is going pink to raise awareness. Tune in tomorrow morning at 9:50 with ELN as we talk to a breast cancer survivor in studio. I give another survivor a makeover, and we even have an ELN student coming in to make a special donation. Be sure to see ELN Morning Go Pink tomorrow during College Coffee.
This weekend, the temperatures dropped to a fall chill out in downtown Elon. To tell us if the brisk weather is here to stay is our Zora Stevenson. Zora, what's it like out there?
Thanks, Jasmine and Gary. The Elon area is definitely getting a taste of fall lately, and in true North Carolina fashion, the temperatures are never consistent. I woke up this morning and had to put a sweatshirt on. It was so cold, and as you can see, the weather's beautiful right now, and I'm able to wear just short sleeves. This past weekend, highs were in the 60s, but as we move forward with this week, highs are going to get to around 70 each day, and we might even hit 80. Let's take a look at our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, there's a slight chance of rain with highs reaching around 72 degrees, so make sure to check our Twitter account because College Coffee might be moved indoors. Wednesday is going to be the nicest day of the week, 80 degrees and sunny, so take a break from studying for midterms and head outside. Thursday will be nice and sunny as well, with highs reaching around 76 degrees. If you're staying on campus for fall break, the weather might be a little cloudy, but the temperatures will stay in the mid to high 80s for Friday and Saturday. Despite the warm weather during the day, be prepared to take a jacket if you plan on being outside at night. The lows for this week are consistently in the 50s. That's your weekly forecast. I'm Zora Stevenson. Back to you in the studio.
With fall break just around the corner, students are keeping their eyes on gas prices to fill up their tanks to leave campus. Here's this week's Pump Patrol. Kangaroo may be the most convenient at $3.20, but it's also the most expensive. If you're willing to journey a little farther off campus, you may find a better deal. In downtown Burlington, North Church Street's Valero charges $3.13 a gallon, and for the cheapest gas in town, you can go to Murphy USA on South Graham Hopdale Road, where you can fill up for $3.12 a gallon.
But if you don't have a car and are looking to get to the airport or beyond this weekend, you do have some options. First, Uber, the app-based cab service popular in major cities, is now in Elon. You can hail a driver and pay your fare all on your smartphone.
If you're looking for a more traditional cab service, companies like Golden Eagle Taxi offer rides to and from campus to local airports.
And if you want to head home and make a new friend, check out the different Elon Facebook groups online where students post ride-sharing opportunities. Who knows, there's a good chance another student is heading in the same direction as you.
When we come back, how a childhood hobby has become an obsession for area collectors.
And after the break, Mackenzie will bring us some tips of what you need to save.
Welcome back to ELN. Joining us now in studio is Mackenzie Roberts with your College Consumer Report. Mackenzie, what are we saving today?
Well, Gary, as a college student on a budget, it's important to keep up with some financial trends. So this week I looked into some easy ways to save a little cash. ATMs are a quick and easy way to get cash on the go, and with ATMs located in the Mosley Center, outside Kangaroo gas station, and right by Pandora's Pies, students have plenty of access to cash around campus. But if you don't bank with Wells Fargo, the out-of-network fees from these ATMs might outweigh the convenience. Using a Wells Fargo ATM at Elon is still a $3 fee, but according to CNN Money, the average cost to access your own money from an ATM, not specific to your bank, is now $4.35. An easy way to avoid this extra cost is to find your bank's ATM or ask for cash back at the grocery store. Next, if you've got a paycheck sitting in your desk drawer because you're waiting to go home to deposit it, just pull out your smartphone. Many banks like First Citizens have apps that allow you to take a photo of the front and back of a check to make a deposit within 24 hours. Once you see the money in your account, just rip up the paper check and access your money when you want. Lastly, if a friend owes you money but they've never seemed to have any cash, You can set up a payment account on sites like popmoney.com. These sites allow you to send and receive money straight from their bank account to yours. There's a flat rate fee of 95 cents per transaction, but it might be worth it to finally collect that gas money you never thought you'd see again. If you follow these quick tips, you could easily save some much needed cash. Looking out for the college consumer, I'm Mackenzie Roberts. Jasmine, back to you.
Thanks, Mackenzie. And while those tips will save you some cash now, our Rajat Agrawal took a look at some enthusiasts who have been saving change for decades.
The Greensboro Coliseum was even greener this weekend for the 56th North Carolina Numismatic Association Coin Show. Collectors from across the country gathered to share their priceless possessions.
This is probably one of two statewide shows, how I would classify this. A lot of folks that will travel long distance with this stuff because it is few and far between.
The NCNA was founded in 1959 to serve dealers and collectors. For most at the show, collecting coins made sense at an early age.
My start as a coin collector was when I was 7 years old. My mother's sister gave me a box of pennies as a kid for a birthday present and a book to put them in. And from then on, it just grew.
And what begins as fun and games can sometimes change into a career.
It's a hobby and a business. It's a little bit of both. I do a website, 1928notes.com, and I track a lot of older bills. And one of the things that intrigued me so much is the history of all of it.
Coins weren't the only thing at this year's convention. This 1864 Civil War sword was on display, as well as this 2-million-year-old Megalodon shark tooth.
Who doesn't love old dinosaurs and that kind of stuff? We started seeing that the history of fossils was consistent with coins, old coins and currency, so it was a really good complimentary item to carry in my shops.
Thousands of dollars were exchanged over the 3-day convention, but at the end of the day, it was the local community who made bank.
We've got dealers from all over the United States come in, they stay at hotels, they eat out, they drink, go to the shopping malls, buy clothing, whatever, so it certainly helps the local economy.
And Coca-Cola hopes to fill an even bigger room in the upcoming years. Rajat Agrawal, ELN Local News.
October marks the 50th anniversary of the free speech movement, which started across the country on the University of California, Berkeley's campus. Though the movement started 3,000 miles away, it affected college campuses across the nation by pushing for free speech for students. Randy Williams, ELN's Dean of Multicultural Affairs, recognizes that the movement helped get programs like the Multicultural Center off the ground to give students a voice.
If we can affect the dominant culture in a way to see that there are some inequities out here and there is some oppression out here and there's some power and some privilege issues but if we can continue to harness the energy that students already bring to campus and want to be those engaged citizens, give them the tools and the opportunities to do this, it will further the work that the Multicultural Center is doing.
Coming up on ELN, come and bark in the park with some canine buddies at a local dog rescue festival. Dogs, puppies, man's best friend, no matter what you call them, Wolfstock, a dog rescue festival in Burlington, had them all. Our Ashley Boley talked with one dog lover who not only rescues pups, but enjoys rolling them around in style, so let's take a look.
Say I'm big and chunky now.
Jolene Terrell is a Wolfstock veteran who's been coming nearly every year since 2000.
But I sure have helped rescue a lot of dogs and found them homes.
A couple years ago, Terrell encountered a stray stuck in a difficult situation.
She was full of ticks and she was real scrawny and little.
Terrell knew this dog was going to need some extra attention.
She'd run like somebody had thrown rocks or something at her, and she was at large for like 2 months.
Now, thanks to Terrell, the one stray puppy has a home and a name, Cha-Cha.
And my cousin took her over and gave her a great home.
Terrell doesn't just help rescue dogs, she also raises 4 of her own.
I have Morgan, Little Man, Lucky, and Joey.
And she carries them in a unique way.
Most dogs, like Monty, are walked on a leash. Terrell uses a wagon like this one to transport her dogs.
They usually have a double-decker dog stroller, but this year decided to use a wagon instead.
She says her 4 furry friends don't know how to walk while leashed because she spoils them.
Because I've always cradled them and babied them.
Ashley Boley, Elon Local News.
And if you were looking for some puppy love on campus, you didn't have to go any farther than Mosley today. Elon volunteers and the Student Union Board partnered up with some animals to bring some animals to campus to de-stress students during finals week. The event, called #Don'tFretItPetIt, brought in puppies, kitties, and even a goat. All the animals came from Coppertop Life Learning Center, a farm that raises animals for therapeutic purposes. So Jacob LaPlante, what's going on over there in sports?
Thanks, Gary. After a much-anticipated week, Elon football hosted their first CAA game. I'll break down that and more coming up in sports. It was a perfect Saturday for football as the Phoenix got set to play New Hampshire in its inaugural game in the Colonial Athletic Association. Starting off the game, President Leo Lambert made his way to midfield for the coin toss with CAA Commissioner Tom Yeager. But Elon's warm welcome into the new league quickly turned cold as the New Hampshire Wildcats racked up 31 points in the game's first 19 minutes.
Things started to snowball a little bit in the first half, and we're not at that point maturity-wise where we can kind of stop the snowball.
New Hampshire dominated the Phoenix with more than 400 yards of total offense, and Elon had no answer for the Wildcats' defense, which kept the Phoenix from scoring until midway through the fourth quarter. New Hampshire sacked Phoenix quarterback Mike Quinn twice and picked off 2 passes, the first of which was returned for 55 yards for a touchdown, en route to a 48-14 Wildcats victory.
We need to realize that we're in a new conference, and these boys are big, fast, strong, athletic. I mean, they're good players, and we just got to notice that and keep grinding. We learned a big lesson. Embarrassing play. We need to step up pretty much everything, and keep our heads down and just work.
And the Phoenix will travel to Delaware this Saturday to take on the Blue Hens at 3:30. And we weren't the only ones to think that Saturday's weather was perfect for some football. Burlington Times News sports editor Bob Sutton made national headlines, including SportsIllustrated.com, by writing a column on Saturday's game that was just 56 words total. The content of the column could be summed up from the 2 body sentences. It was a great day for football at Rhodes Stadium. Elon quarterback Mike Quinn agreed. And Sutton's logic behind the column: if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. Following the football game Saturday, Elon men's soccer took the pitch for their first CAA match against Hofstra. Hofstra got off to a quick start as one of their forwards fired a rocket from 25 yards out in the 11th minute to put the Pride up 1-0. The Phoenix had a number of opportunities to score that they were unable to take advantage of, including a penalty shot that couldn't slide back past the keeper. On defense, Elon held the Pride to just a few shots on goal, but Hofstra walked away with a 2-0 victory.
I think we've limited them to 3 shots in the game, and they've scored 2 goals. And good teams will do that. And I thought we missed, and we had enough chances in the game to win the game, and it was one of those nights that didn't quite come off.
The soccer team will head up the coast to Williamsburg, Virginia, for a CAA match at William and Mary this Wednesday. The Elon women's tennis team traveled to Winston-Salem this weekend to compete in the annual Wake Forest Fall Invitational. The team started off strong in singles with senior Maria Camara going on to the finals in her bracket, and fellow senior Barbara Lasarova to the consolation finals. Elon's Olivia Lucas, Erica Broschke, and Taylor Casey also made it to the semifinals in their brackets before falling to Old Dominion, Wake Forest, and Richmond, respectively. On to doubles. After losing in the tournament's first round, Ward and Broschke bounced back, making it to the consolation finals, but unfortunately couldn't finish there due to time constraints. Elon's next fall tournament is scheduled for October 16th and 19th in Cary, North Carolina at the North Carolina ITA Invitational. Certainly not the start for conference season the Phoenix were looking for. Elon teams are 0-10 in the new conference, but the Phoenix will have plenty of opportunities to get that first CAA win this week. Tuesday night, women's volleyball travels to Greensboro for a match against UNCG at 7 p.m. As mentioned before, this Wednesday, the men's soccer will play North Carolina, William and Mary, and there are a ton of extra events coming on this week. If you need to check that out, go to our website, elonlocalnews.com. Gary and Jasmine, back to you.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Jacob, and thank you all for watching Elon Local News.
Tune in tomorrow morning for ELN Morning and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Have a great night, Elon.